knowing that 2 IEDs have gone off, the acetylene tank and the triple stack, he dismounts his vehicle, turns on his white light, which is not tactically sound. But
this is all at night too. This is all at night.
Yeah, and he basically chooses, as many of us did, I mean, at various points in the deployment, that being able to see to him at that moment is more important than the fact that he is illuminating himself to an observer who, if they don't have night vision, are now going to be able to see him. But this was just typical of what he would do. And he proceeded to basically lead the medevac truck through a trash field because he had to go up on the sidewalk to get off the road so he wouldn't fall, the truck wouldn't fall in the crater. Well, that's the scariest thing you can do, is after 2 IEDs have gone off, start to walk through a debris field where anything could be another IED, could be a pressure plate where you're going to step on it, could be a landmine buried. At this moment, the napalm fire has started burning the 7-ton. The Marines are being pulled away and worked on by the Marines who are local to them. Len Polson's still trying to get up to the site. The fuel cell that's on the outside of the 7-ton on the right side is heating up, and nobody realizes that it's on fire. Well, then it explodes and makes a tremendous boom. Everybody thought it was a 3rd IED. So Len Polson has to believe there's a enemy local who's watching him going, who's just killing Marines at will, and probably is going to detonate the 4th IED and the 5th IED in a moment. The fact that that 3rd explosion was the last explosion, the 2nd IED was the last IED, that's all the benefit of history in the moment. You know, this is the event that he, in my opinion, won his Bronze Star with Valor for. He just continued pressing forward, and he knew there was wounded Marines. The radio traffic was all over the net. Mass casualty, and he gets forward to the point where the Marines are wounded. Now this corpsman named Velasquez, Doc V, has also dismounted from this section that arrived with Len Polson, and Doc V has moved forward with the platoon commander, Lieutenant Mujica. Velasquez comes upon literally a field of legless men and tourniquets them all in what must have been 10 seconds. I mean, practically it was probably a minute, but all anybody remembers is like a flurry of activity, and before anybody can say anything or form a coherent thought, Velasquez has everybody tourniqueted. Tremendous. Len Polson then rolls up with the high-back, and they immediately load Corporal Frustaglio, Corporal Beer, and I believe Corporal Court into the high-back. And Len Polson takes off for Ramadi Medical. A couple of the gun trucks, or one of the gun trucks, left with him, and he makes the trip. From the time the IED detonated, which was 8:26 p.m., 2026, which point Len Polson was still 200 meters away, turning a street corner. From the moment of detonation until the time he arrived at Ramadi Med was 13 minutes. And that includes him leading the truck through the rope of the trash field. Frustaglio dies on the table. His heart stops within 2 minutes of arrival at Ramadi Med. And the surgeons start his heart again. They massage his heart, they shock him with the defibrillator, and they bring him back to life. They saved the other 2 Marines' lives too. In fact, Court was in bad shape and almost died. It probably took 2 hours to stabilize him. But both those Marines survived because Len Polson got him there in 13 minutes. And everybody else, you know, Corporal Stagner, these whole crew of Marines. But
oh, I hate to do this. We're actually down to the last minute, so I made a bad judgment call by going on. I'll have to stop it here.
Go ahead.